Greetings and salutations. Second Star Right, back with more Rage type of legends, and I thought that today we would take a look at Yaga the Insatiable. He's a champion we probably all have, let's face it, if we've been playing for 2 months. He is free at the 60-day login. He's a pretty cool looking Skinwalker, a nice epic who immediately looks like a clan boss champion. And that's, I think, when he first came out, that's what everyone used him as. That's what everyone geared him for, until they found out that Outlaw Monk does just as good a job as he does on the clan boss. Outlaw Monk is an uncommon, so easy to book and level, just much easier a champion to use, and we probably had him since the beginning. So by the time our 60-day login comes up and we got our Yaga, we don't really need him. So I think that he's sitting in guarding vaults, sitting at the bottom of rosters, half built, before people realize that he was kind of superfluous to our needs. I know that was my experience on my free-to-play account. I got an Outlaw Monk early. I built him up. He was a staple in my clan boss until I got a Steel Skull, 8 months later or whatever. I never built Yaga. He's sitting in my vault in my free-to-play account. So, and this is where that's where it was for me, and this is my main account here. He was vaulted. I did not use Yaga for anything. I think that's kind of the common theme that people had with Yaga. Great idea. Thanks, Plarium. He's a well-built champion. He's just kind of unnecessary, right? So let's look at his skills and see why we came to that conclusion and what can be done about that. Okay, so his Virulent Cleaver attacks an enemy, 40% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. Fantastic clan bossy skill, right? Hungering Plague attacks the enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. So now we have 2 skills with the big version of poison, right? The first one you can get up to 50% chance to land with 4 books. This one takes 6 books, but you can get the chance up to 75% to land 2 5% poisons. And again, it seems like a great clan boss skill, right? And then you move on to his A3, which lines up nicely with his first 2 skills, where he attacks an enemy and the damage increases by 25% against targets under poison debuffs. These skills work really well together. Again, it's just by the time we got this champion, for most of us anyway, who didn't draw him with a shard or whatever early on, we had an Outlaw Monk, and we did not really need Yaga the Insatiable. However, Revelations have and look at his aura. His aura even has an all accuracy, all ally accuracy in all battles. So that's the only one that works in clan boss, right? So everything looks like it lines up to be an ideal clan boss poisoner. Typically we get him too late in the game for it to do us any good. However, Revelations have come to light where his attack modifiers are really good. Right, so he could potentially be a top 10 epic as far as attack modifiers go. So rather than build him, tanky, accuracy, lifesteal gear, whatever, like you'd take into a clan boss, why not just throw him in some attack gear, see what we can do attack-wise, and throw him in some dungeons and see if he performs in that regard. So that's what I've done. I just have him in like a pretty basic dungeon set. We still want some accuracy because he still wants to land those poisons. We still want that A3 to kick in, and maximize its potential. There's some cruel gear in there just to avoid some defense, and some speed to get him up in the ranks there. Have him attack a bit more often, take advantage of his modifiers. Let's look at his total stats. This is a pretty typical level 50 champion. Around 2,000 attack, around 30,000 hit points, 1,200 defense, 149 speed. His crit rate is a bit under 100%, but he gets by pretty fine without it. His crit damage, 190. I wanted to get that up as much as possible. I even got the tier 1 and 2 masteries to see if I could maximize that a little bit. His resistance 58, didn't really care about that. Accuracy 129, which is fine for this level. Okay, and all of his gears maxed out as much as I could. Speed isn't because, again, I didn't want to be faster than my debuffers. Okay, and then masteries, like I said, I got the first 2 tiers. You could conceivably, I think, take this a bit further, even at level 50, just up to Swarm Smiter, just to make sure that you're getting as much accuracy as you can. Especially if you're taking him to dungeons and you're going to go through waves, he can really help you out with a little bit more accuracy. Okay, so what have I done with this champion? Let's look. Okay, this is Ice Golem's 14. 13 is the one I usually go into. That's the the first time you can get 6-star gear. I stress that point. But 14, he's at an affinity disadvantage on that level. In fact, most of my team, since they're all magic, have an affinity disadvantage. So I just went up to 14 to see how he performs. I have him with Gorgrab, giving us some attack boosts, a hit point boost from Lord Chamfort, and a little bit of other debuffs. Apothecary for speed and heals, and my only AoE defense down champion that I have is Ghostborn. So he's in here to provide some defense down so that we can do a bit more damage and go through this a little bit faster. Alright, so we got through first wave, no problem. Ghostborn is going to be taking a lot of, get a lot of attention on this level because he's affinity opposite, unfortunately. He just triggered a Hungering Plague, our Yaga. They land typically for around 37,000. That's a really nice A2. It's a pretty good level, and that's of course with buffs and debuffs. It's a range. Sometimes it'll be between 20, but anywhere it's the range seems to be between 22 and 37. All right, now this is A3. That guy did not have a poison, so he didn't do the extra 25%, but he did land a 20,000 hit. Typically, it's around 28, sometimes in the 30s, if he has the attack up and the defense down. In the 40s if he has a poison on there too. Okay, that was just an A1, so he had a 26,000 A1. Pretty impressive. Now drip down to 14,000 on that one. Probably had a attack up drop off. 23,000 with his attack up. His A1 is super beefy. No, you won't be seeing the super hard hits that we might get from like a Halberdier or Bloodfeather. But he's very consistent. That's something I've noticed a lot from him is while he might not overwhelm you with damage, these hits are pretty big. That was another 26,000 A1. That's not bad for level 50 with no books. Granted, his gear is maxed, though, so that's something to take into account. And he does have an affinity advantage, so there is that too. But I did that on purpose, right? I'm trying to showcase this champion as how good he can be when things are in his favor. And I don't know if you experience this the way I experience it, but as we get higher in dungeons, I avoid affinity disadvantages. I try to put in void champions or the same affinity, but if there's an opposite affinity, I have a hard time keeping that champion alive. I don't know if it's because my gear's just not good enough yet. I don't have a lot of 6-star gear or what, but I tend to find out it's easier to swap out champions and find a different team composition than to take out someone than to go with someone that is at an affinity disadvantage, because they just don't seem to survive through the fight, and it kind of jeopardizes my runs entirely. And I don't have a Reser at level 60. I haven't brought one. I have a bunch of level 50, but I have not 6-starred anyone with the Resurrect ability yet. And that might be something I should look into. All right, there he had an attack up, did 15,000 on his A1. With no defense down. Now we have a defense down, and he did 22 without an attack up. So you can see that it's within a pretty decent range. He hits hard pretty much no matter what. All right, there was a 32,000 Hungering Strike. I wish though he would kind of save his Hungering Strikes, the double hit poison for the boss, but he does not do that. He just hits whomever. That was a low hit, though. That's 12,000. But it looks like there's a nice 21,000 hit against the boss. And it looks like we're just skipping the minions now. We're on the home stretch. So anyway, yeah, and then he took him out with a 32,000 Hungering Plague again. So again, a really easy level 14. All at level 50s. Oh, Apothecary's at 60. But other than that, I don't think it would really matter if Apothecary was 50 or 60. He'd still bring the heals. He did 600,000 damage. He really carried the team, and we did it in 420. 420. We did it relatively quickly for level 50s at this level. He did carry his water, I think. He's a pretty impressive attack-oriented champion if you choose to build him that way. Okay, so let's see. This is... Okay, then we're going to see how I can do with his hits. So we're going to boost our attack with Gorgorab. I'm going to get an A1 out of the way. It's just 12,000, no big deal. Whirlem is in here to add some crit damage. Boom. Put the crit damage debuff on them. We'll put a defense down from Gorgorab. And this is actually, you see they're level 220, so this is actually Ice Golem's 18. So this is the only way I could do it where they would actually survive 2 hits. Alright, come on, Gorgorab. Let's go. Alright, yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. Take the hits. Come on, guys. Alright, none of the debuffs that they're giving me affect my attack. So he's going to Hungering Plague on that Gnarlhorn, I believe, yeah. And he's going to Hungering Plague him for 17 and 17. So around 35,000 damage, 36,000, 37,000. It's math. It's up there. It's a little less than 40,000. And now he will Rot from Within. Come on. Come on. You can do it. And he's going to Rot from Within for 41,000. Okay, so that's how he performs at seriously punching above his weight at a level 220. So again, if you try to maximize his attack output, he does some impressive damage. I didn't know what to expect when I tried it, but it's not bad at all. And here he is, Dragon's Lair, stage 13. I just put him in. This is a more attack-oriented group rather than like a hit point-oriented group like I have with Lord Chamfort. So I have Valhammer leading here with an attack, like 24% attack, 30% attack. I don't remember. Anyway, this one is more attack-focused rather than defensive-focused. There's no buffs or debuffs running on here other than Poison Sensitivity on Frozen Banshee. Gorgrab's bringing some attack ups, and then otherwise it's just speed and heals from Gorgrab and Apothecary. And so Yaga did 363, and we did it in under 4 minutes, all at level 50s against Dragons 13, potential for 6-star gear. Not bad for a team of 50s plus Apothecary. I don't have another healer at level 50. Oh, so, you know, this is a pretty decent representation of Yaga the Insatiable at level 50 and the potential he can have. Very consistent, a lot of damage every single turn. Really good at eliminating those last enemies with his second attack. I'm super pleased with his performance. I will now do that thing where I bring him to level 60, and I'll make a little bit of a comparison. So let me stop the recording, and I will be back after a little bit of a time slip with Yaga at level 60. And we're back. Kind of like Interstellar, it was no time for you and a whole bunch of time for me. But Yaga the Insatiable is now level 60, and with his 6th ascension, and I was able to rearrange some artifacts because of that. Alright, so now since I was able to unlock this and put in a nice accuracy banner, I was able to take off the accuracy gear that he had and put on some more attack-oriented stuff in the form of cruel weapon and boots. Okay, so there we have his accuracy banner with 2 speed rolls, not bad. Crit damage on the amulet and hit points on the ring, you know, a little bit squishy, so you'll see that as a theme. Kind of go for hit points as often as I can on these attack champions because they get squishy at the upper levels. Okay, so hey, get back here, you. So here's the cruel weapon, cruel helm, speed shield, speed gauntlets, crit damage, hit point percentage chest, and the cruel boots that are at speed 26 as opposed to all the way up to level 16 because I want him to sit where he's sitting and kind of do what he's doing when he does it at that particular juncture. So I did not make him any faster than was absolutely necessary. Okay, total stats. Here he's sitting around 43,000 hit points now, 3,000 attack, 1,500 defense, 161 speed, 72% crit. That's a little low, but that's okay. Crit damage, 215. 59 resistance and 191 accuracy. Okay, and that's, you know, that's not bad. Those aren't bad stats for middling gear. I only have one 6-star, two 6-stars in here, and that's it. So as we progress through the game, you can that's kind of around the stat area that I can shoot for. Skills, of course, have not changed. Masteries have, however. He's all decked out now. I did go with Flawless Execution. I think over 200% crit. That's a good one to go with. Any surprises? The only thing I sometimes I take roll him to death and sometimes I don't, because I wanted, again, speed where he is behind the debuffers. I wanted to stay there, so I did not take Whirlwind of Death. Any other surprises? Not really, I guess. I did take that Swarm Spider, like I was talking about at level 50. Evil Eye, of course, and then Sniper to help place those poisons, because we definitely want him to do that as often as he can. Alright, even though it's not really the focal point of his build, it does help. Alright, let's see here. Let's go into battle, shall we? Alright, let's just show the difference in damage between level 50 and level 60. So he's going to do his A2. He's all buffed up, ready to go. 27,000. He didn't hit the crit on the second hit of his A2, but if he did hit the crit, it'd be around 53,000 damage, something like that, which is not bad for an A2. And now we're coming up on his A3, and he's going to land that bad boy for Rot from Within, 74,000. So not bad. You can see how it has improved from level 50. Okay, so let's shut that off. Let's go into, this is Dragons 20. Alright, so this is definitely, all my teams are slow because, again, don't have a lot of 6-star gear. So here we have Tormund. He's in there just mostly for just control. Dracomorph for the poisons, because you definitely need those against the dragon. Apothecary, speed and heals. Skull Crusher for some ally protect and some nice counterattack, which is great in this level as far as I'm concerned. And of course Yaga is there just to see how much damage he can put out at this level. And you see a lot of his hits are just very similar to what they were in the lower levels in Ice Golem. They're not too much higher, but he's in the fight for a lot longer, so his total damage output is going to be greatly enhanced. But still, if you look at his damage, he's doing more damage than everyone except Dracomorph, and my Dracomorph is kind of stacked. Really built attacky. He definitely my Draco needs a lot of support, so he probably couldn't, really fend for himself. But in this context, he's working great. There's a Rot from Within for 34,000. Nice. Okay, and then we're almost done with the first wave. Come on, guys. This poor Tyrell's just sitting there taking up some damage. Look at you go. Man, look at all those debuffs. Okay. All right, and what have we here? Oh, I hate it when we're in that cycle where we don't have all of our debuffs ready for the next round. Oh, you always know that first barrage that you're going to take is going to be painful. And Tormund didn't even free. He only froze one person. Oh, stinks. That's all right. Come on, guys. You can pull through. All right, we got the Baleful Eye up. All right, so 27,000. All right, come on, guys. Oh, this is so slow. I think you get the idea. Do you want to skip to the end? I think we should skip to the end. We don't die. We do all right. So let's shut that off and let's go to the end. And this is what happened. Tormund comes in with 614. Apothecary does his speed and Healy thing as expected. Yaga tops 1 million in damage. Right? He does what he's supposed to do, especially on that dragon. That's so susceptible to poisons. Skull Crusher. He did his thing, and Dracomorph, of course, puts the team on his back and carries us across the goal line. But still, Yaga, not bad at all. 1 million damage. I will take it on Dragons 20. Absolutely. Okay. What do I have next here? I did bring Yaga into the arena. He's not built for it. This is not the way I built for him. I'm sure he can be viable in arena. The way his skills are set up, It's okay, but probably not in this team composition that I have here. He's not just doing anything special. There's nothing really magnifying his poison ability. There's no Zavi on here or whatever. I don't feel like the team compositions that I have work for Yaga. They really don't. I mean, we get through it. I think he dies every single time I bring him in here. Again, he's not. I don't have him built for the arena. I'm not going to say he doesn't have a place, though. I mean, there are some team compositions where I think he'd be super interesting. Unfortunately, I don't really have those. All right, so let's see. We win here. Congratulations, guys. I appreciate everyone contributing more than my Yaga. But that's okay. Sometimes when you showcase a champion, the part of the showcase is that they're not good without a lot of help. And so that's kind of the how I feel about him in arena. Poison isn't ideal in arena in this context. Again, if he has other people on the team that make his poisons better, that could see it. But no, an LNR or some poison exploder, maybe be all right, but not here. And let's see, I think we have one more. Just to show that he could survive twice. I had a bunch of other arena runs where it was over before it began, right? So even here, by all rights, I should be dead right now. Thankfully, they're just a little bit slow. In my tournament, I was able to freeze a couple of them, so I was able to recoup a little bit and save the day. And I actually get to use my A3. I was super excited about that. Unfortunately, Yaga's provoked, so he's going to get a bad hit here. Ugh. That's okay. He redeems himself a little bit coming up. Come on, you can do it. You can do it, Yaga. Do your thing. Come on, man. Come on. Lay down some poisons. You can do it. Draco, what are you doing? Yep. There we go. He's all ready for you. Yeah, no, go over there. Yeah, I should get that extra 25% damage. All right, so his claim to fame is that he was able to take out Martyr here. Again, your mileage may vary where the arena is concerned. I don't have him set up for it. I don't really have a team composition for it. But look, he's great in Fire Knight. Fire Knight. What am I talking about? He's awesome in Dragon. He's really good in Ice Golems. Unfortunately, not the last level, but I've taken him in Fire Knight and he survived and we made it through. You just need a team built to take down the shield. You need counterattack or reflect something. You need a lot of help if you're gonna have Yaga in there because all of his attacks are single target. But he does, again, his damage is sustained, right? He does a consistent amount of damage to just about every target at every stage. So that's, I think, is his claim to fame, is that he's consistent. He's like a Clydesdale, right? He'll just go through. It doesn't care if it's mud, doesn't care if it's sand, doesn't care if it's whatever. He'll just plow right through it at a consistent level and make it to the end. So Yaga does a good deal of damage. He's very viable at level 60 and as a dungeon champion, as opposed to just the typical clan boss champion that I think everyone assumed that he was at the outset. He's still a decent clan boss champion, don't get me wrong, but he's not better than anyone else. Like, I would not choose Yaga over Steel Skull. I would not choose Yaga over even Outlaw Monk. I'd probably use an Outlaw Monk over Yaga just because it's easier to book him. Like, this Yaga here is unbooked, right? I was thinking about booking him, but I think that he does okay as is, right? I don't think I need to add anything else to Yaga here. If he was on Clan Boss, I think you need to be booked because you definitely need to land the poisons every time if you're going to use him as your poisoner. But if just in dungeon content, I think he's going to be okay just the way he is. Just get your accuracy up enough where you don't get too many resists on the boss or your waves at like a level that you're comfortable with. I think it's okay. I don't think you really need the books for that content. They'll help, but I don't think it's necessary. That's just my opinion. Okay, guys, this was Yaga the Insatiable. I hope you enjoyed it and hope this helped you out in some way. Hope this slaked your curiosity over what he could do at this level in this content. So drop a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more. Leave some comments down below if you have any other thoughts, issues, suggestions, what have you. I'm here to listen. I have a Discord channel. You can join there. You can chat there as well. Talk about whatever. I don't care. Guys, thank you so much. I will see you next time and enjoy.